PhD in spreadsheets to track your marketing and know what's working and what's not working for you. While you can create all these amazing spreadsheets and all these amazing reports, there are just a few key things that we need to know if our marketing is working. I'm Linda Reed-Enever. I'm an ideas and marketing strategist, and I help you create impact by teaching you what I do. So let's delve into the marketing metrics we need to track and why. With one that especially impacts social media, but it also impacts a lot of other forms of marketing we do, and that is reach versus engagement. So reach is the amount of people who actually saw your stuff, so the eyeballs that got on it. So you can think about it from social media of the amount of times that it appeared in people's feed. But if you're at an event or something like that, it's the amount of people who walk past your stall. It's the reach that you potentially had. The engagement is the people who actually cared enough to either like the post, comment the post, stop and engage, ask for more information. That's the engagement. So we want to track how many people we reached and then how many people actually engaged with that content out of what we've reached. Now, the stats aren't always high within this space. If we can get about a 20 to 30% engagement rate, we're actually normally quite happy inside that space. Some industries will be high, some industries will be low, and that will all just depend on the industry and the type of people you're working with. You know, I say in lots of ways, doctors, business coaches, those sorts of people, they don't get a lot of comments and lots of thank yous, but you know, people who've got great products or services that look good, or fashions or jeans or something, they get the loves and likes about that area. But our engagement, that's the goal. That's when we know we're actually in front of the right people and we're talking to the right people. So the more that people engage with our content, the better results that we have in the end. But also, don't pin your hopes on I'm not getting the same engagement as XYZ brand. You need to make sure that you are comparing apples with apples. Have they been established within the market longer than you? Is it an ad? I see so many people getting disappointed about engagement or reach on results in the world of social media where they're actually comparing an ad with an organic post, and that's really unfair. So the first things we track is reach versus engagement. Try and keep the stats healthy, and if you're not getting engagement, we look at normally timing. That's normally one of the first things we do. And then also looking at our audience. Have we attracted the right audience? And just in case you have on the world of social media, bought likes, bought followers, you know, delved into a trend or spoken to people that weren't really a target audience, then it might be time to do a little bit of a cleanup inside that space. The next thing in marketing that we need to track is our conversions. Now, conversions can be a number of things along the way, but our call to actions, from attracting someone over social media to our newsletter list to anything like that, comes into two factors. One, how many people clicked, so that's our form of engagement, and then how many people took up the offer or signed up the offer. So that could be they signed up to our newsletter, they spent a little bit of time on site. That is still a conversion in lots of ways, but then how many people actually bought. That's the final conversion. So in a real world example, you might be at an event or an expo, and it'll be how many people that you needed to talk to, or how many people do you need to walk through the door of your shop to make a conversion. That's the thing. And we know that every industry is going to have window shoppers, they're going to have tire kickers, they're going to have competitors. So we're not looking for 100% inside this space. Does it take us, 4 or 5 contacts to make a sale? Does it take us 7 contacts? Does it take 18? Now, we know in the world of social media that it's normally taking an average buyer 17 to 18 touch points to make a sale. So one of our call to actions or one of our conversion points might be getting them on our newsletter list or getting them to take a quiz and then leading them through to sale. So not every conversion has to be a monetary conversion. It could be the trade of email address for a freebie or a download. The next metric we need to track is retention and repeat. While having one hit wonders is absolutely fun, having people coming back and repeat buying and buying the next thing in our offering is a lot easier on our marketing wallet, and it's also an easier conversion to make because we've already got the know, like, and trust factor. So to do this, we track our email campaign open rates, how many people are opening our emails. We track our social media returns, how many people are liking and engaging with our stuff on a regular basis. And you'll see statistics that pop up in the world of social media from new followers and return followers. And then of course, there is that repeat customer that comes back and buys again and again, buys that next thing you launch, or they're continually buying your product or service because it's so good and it needs to be refilled on a regular basis. So there are three metrics that we need to measure when it comes to our marketing. If we're only measuring likes or only measuring reach, we're only getting part of the story. We need to measure conversion, and then we need to measure that repeat customer. Those three metrics, if you track them regularly and consistently, they will tell you the story. They will tell you the story about where things need to improve. There are things that we can refine in our marketing then from that journey, like timing, like clarity of message delivering, like offering. Do we need to add something to our offering? And then we can build an informed story from there by collecting the right data and measuring the metrics that we need to within our marketing journey. Until next time, I'm Linda Reed-Enever. I'm here to help you create impact. So if you've liked this video, please like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you are up to date for when I share more tips to help you create impact.